Good evening, and here we are on a Monday. Can you believe it? On a Monday evening at 6 o'clock. I really appreciate your company. It's lovely to see you all here, and as many of you might know, it was a change of plans. So called Monday Madness. Oh, because you're madly excited. Oh, that's all right. Then I was as if. So, as you can see, we have got the launched exclusively on Create and Craft, but it ain't exclusive anymore. Here it is. We have the first collection from John Next Door, which for Christmas, the first of I think 3 collections, but they're nice and small, affordable, nothing too major, but equally as lovely. You can see hiding at the top of my desk are the laser glitters. Talk to you about those in a minute, but just wanted to show you that I have those as well, but I'm going to pop them to one side just for the moment, although aren't they in a gorgeous bottle? New packaging as opposed to the blue that we normally see, because we've got a bit of a Christmas theme, as we said, going on here. And we have got in this collection 5 die sets. I'm going to be working with 2 of them today to show you, and I will be working with the other ones over the next week or so you will get a chance to see all of them. I have them in stock. They are sitting, well, some of them are sitting in front of you. They are sitting in my little office, ready to go out to you. So this will be the norm from now on with any of the supplies that come from certain suppliers and manufacturers. Not all. Some of them I can still show you straight away, but powers that be insist that they have the monopoly, you could say. They're launching exclusive rights, but just for 72 hours. And I think that now we know that that's how it is. Hopefully we can cope with just 72 hours to wait. And the good thing is that you all know that it will be on your doorstep as soon as humanly possible. So what are we going to show you? Let's just show you the whole collection to start off with, and then I'm going to work on some of them. So we have the lovely bauble frame. Now this is one that I'm going to work with today. Beautiful. I'm actually going to show you, because you've had to wait so long, I'm actually going to show you 2 samples very quickly with this one, and tell you why I love this one quite so much. But this is the bauble frame. Then we have got Matt's tree. You may recall, if you are a John Next Door fan, that we seem to have a different tree every year, and this one's Matt's. It's got a gorgeous frame and an equally gorgeous tree, which has a background die and a very detailed die as well. So you can use them either together or on their own, which is lovely. So that's Matt's tree. Then we've got Jane's baubles, which secretly are my favourite, possibly. Love these, and we're going to be working with these today as well. So these match, they match into our bauble frame, so they go with it beautifully, but they can also be used individually. So they can be used just like it has on the frame on the front here as baubles. They also will make lovely tags for Christmas gifts and things like that. And again, really simple. And then we have got the amaryllis flower, which is again beautiful. Be working with that in a few days' time. It's the one plate, which is becoming synonymous with this brand, which is really good. So you cut out all of those in one go, which we love to do. That's the amaryllis, and also the holly sprays. 4 separate dies in this one, facing one way, facing the other, so left and a right of both, 1 set of each of the larger, 1 set of each of the slightly smaller. And again, a lovely embellishment for you to use as well. And again, we'll be using this one a little bit later. So this one is the holly sprays. So they do come so that you can buy the whole bundle, just like it was anywhere else. You can buy them individually. You can buy them in bundles of just the baubles and bits and pieces. So it's a bit of a mix and match, whichever you might fancy to have a go at. So let's have a go with my first favourites, which are these two. Just pop this to one side. So these two are the bauble frame and the Jane's baubles, and as I said, meant to mix and match together with all of them. So this set here comes with the outer frame and also our joy, peace and love inner pieces. So you can use all of those. You can mix and match. You could have lots of joy, lots of love, or just blank baubles if you really want. What I thought was a really nice idea as well, if you have family members as such, maybe grandchildren or whatever, you can use the bauble from this set here, and then you can make this into pictures. You can have little pictures of perhaps the grandchildren and bits and pieces in there as well. So those are the two dies that I'm going to be working with. Okay. And I'm going to bring my set over here, which I've been working with a little bit. Now, as I said, one of the beauties of this type of thing, I think, is the fact that you can make something which, in my opinion, looks stunning. And let's face it, you really only have to just run it through, stick it on a piece of card, run it through a die cutting machine, and you're done. In all honesty, that is your very basic card. And I can't say how good that is, because you see a lot of things which are fun to make, but actually, if you're not very good at colouring, or you're not very good at free cutting, or you haven't got a special machine that you can put separate things in and all that sort of thing, you might be limited to what you might be able to achieve. These, you just can't go wrong. Okay, so I will show you what I mean. Now, I have got the simplest of ones made up for you first. I'm using the sapphire blues of the satin card, and I've already cut this one out, as you probably can see. The satin sapphire blue comes in two blue shades. There's this one, and then there's this one, which is more of the sort of teal sort of a colour. Goes together beautifully, but we're not doing those two together. So all I've done is I've just run my die through it. I will show you in a little while just exactly how I did it. I've run my bauble die through. I've popped in at the same time my Jane's deers, my Jane's baubles, and I've got my card, basically. So here we go for a very, very simple card. I've also then cut out a piece of white card that's going to go behind, so it's going to show up my beautiful die. I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to get myself my spray box just for quickness, because I want to be able to show you both of them. And I'm just going to spray some adhesive onto there. But it's not one of those ones where there's so much detail that you can't easily put yourself some, let's turn it around that way. You can easily put your glue on all of this. Nothing is too delicate that you can't do it. I've cut out a piece of white card, which is fractionally smaller. And I'm just laying that on the top. And then you can see you've got your card almost already done, to be honest. How simple is that? You could pretend that you'd been there all day and all night cutting it out and whatever, but we won't tell anyone if that's what you want to tell them, will we? So, just going to put foam on the back. I have grabbed myself an 8x8 square card, all will be revealed. Just putting plenty of foam on it because we don't want a saggy bottom. And I have also cut myself from the same card 2 little strips of card, and I've popped it through an embossing folder, and I'm just going to put some foam onto the back of that. So you can tell just how easy this is to set up. I'm just going to pop that there. So hopefully you did get a chance to see all of the other samples that there are on the TV this weekend that John was showing you. I'm sure he'll manage to show us a few more in Craft Cave on Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. So now you get the idea. From now on, we have to be a little bit patient in our life. Not known for my patience. I have to say that. Not known for my patience. Here's my card. Get the idea? I just don't know what to say. Because I have to say, you just can't get any easier than that. 2 die sets, virtually a flat card. In fact, could have been a flat card if I didn't put more foam on there. So you can, of course, do it without foam. I have to say, I think foam lifts it literally just a little bit. But I just think this is one of my go-to for a posh card. I'm going to centre that if I possibly can, like that, with the stuff at the back here. So unlike if you've had others which you've got to colour this bit in and let that bit dry and blah blah blah, we do like to play about with cards like that. I know, I do as well, but sometimes we need a showstopper and you need it to be easy and quick. Yes, I did cut that out before you came and joined me, but other than that, nothing else was done. And we have got a very simple but beautiful. And imagine just doing it in different colours. I've chosen that lovely blue because I'm in a blue mood today. But I mean, if you did it in your golds and your silvers, reds, greens, all sorts of things, it's just so delicate. All of these beautiful hanging little embellishments there, just looks glorious. You're liking it. That's good. That's good. Okay, so I'm now going to show you a step up, but also just how simple it can be. I will bring that one back in a second. So I'm going to take my bauble die here. And I'm going to take a 10x7 card. So I'm going for the rectangle now. So we showed you that a rectangle can go in a square, but I'm going to show you how to do a rectangle card. So it's the pre-made 10x7, which I must admit I've taken a slither off of the bottom, but only a little tiny bit, about a centimetre, not very much more than that. So just allowing me to still be able to use the envelopes that came with it without it sort of looking daft, if we could say that, but nevertheless. I'm going to have a kind of background piece. So I've already cut that piece out there. So that's going to go on there in a second. And for this one, I'm going to use the silver satin card. I thought I wouldn't use the mirrored one because that would be slightly yelling at you then, wouldn't it? So here's my die. I'm going to pop it into the corner up here. So it's just giving me a little bit. Let's give ourselves a little bit more. We can be generous here. Just give us a little bit more of room. And we're just going to cut this one out like that. And then I'm going to take my deer and I'm going to pop them inside. Now you could do these afterwards. I did do my other ones all at the same time. So let's hope that that will continue to work all right for me. I have got a strong machine there, so I've got the Go power. I'm just going to make sure that my deer are sort of running in the right direction. So you've got the two smaller deers that will running opposite, one way, one to the, and then you've got one bigger one that is going to be, let's get it so that it's actually running like that. Okay, then I'm just going to trim my piece of card down. Because that's better for it to go through the machine like that. Pop it onto my plate and through the machine. So just running that through. And as I said, it would look so different if you did it in any different colours, but this one is just lovely. So I'm going to go with that this time. So let's just check how that came about. Yep. You can see hopefully that that has cut everything out and it was in one go. I didn't have to fuff about with cutting the frame and then cutting the dies. For my machine, that worked fine. Every machine is different, so you may find that you need to be a little bit more careful. And if you are going to run through your die cutting machine a few times, you may like to pop a little bit of copy paper over the top of your work so that your papers are not damaged, but sort of marked by the upper part of your plate, your cutting plate. Pop that to one side. So you can see, I don't think I've got anything to poke out, have I? Yeah, one or two bits. So let's just poke out those little bits there. Literally, that was it. Not bad, eh? Not bad. Now I'm going to aim to pop that onto the top of there. So this time I'm looking through silver onto the blue, which I think looks really quite nice. Now I just need to trim that down because we don't want that hanging over the edge there. So that looks really good as it is. But then I've just made a simple frame out of the nesting dies from press cuts, which is going to go over the top there, like that. And then it's going to go onto my card. So before I put that all down, what I'm going to do is I've cut my dies that aren't here for my nesting things. I've put 2mm foam all the way around twice because I wanted it to sit up quite nice and proud. So I pop that on there and I'm going to try to centre this before we pop it on. So if I can, because you can see then we've got this little silver frame then, which goes all the way around. So just carefully just pressing that down so that I've given myself a silver frame in the middle. Okay, like that. And then I should pop that into my spray box. But again, you could just put ordinary glue on there, into the spray box. Then onto my blue background. To hover my head over the top to make sure that I've got that on as straight as I can, and then just press that all down. So we can do them with a frame if you're happy making frames. We can do them without a frame like we did just now. But either way, all of the difficulty, what difficulty is there, is just if you can possibly tape this, do tape it. Tape this onto a piece of card, run it through your die cutting machine, pop it onto a coloured background. You're done. Let's take our card here, our card base. And I think I want to trim a fraction more off of the bottom, so I'm just going to do that. As I said, it was a 10 by 7 card, this one, 10 by 7 card blank. So I just want to take a slither off of there so that it looks nice and straight. Pop some glue onto the back of here. And then you may have noticed in Jane's baubles, the ones with the deer, that you have also got some single deer. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Just pop that into there. Got a hair or something there. Oh, get off when you're told. We'll get him off in a minute. So, to bring back the packet, you'll see that you have got 3 of these running, prancing, whatever you'd like to call them, stags as well. And so what I have done with that is I have pre-cut them out of silver glitter card. Okay. And just by perfect coincidence, these little chaps are exactly the same little chaps that are on here. So to give this an extra little bit of a je ne sais quoi, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue into that, and then lining up the head and the antlers, and then everything else falls into place nicely. I'm just going to take a second or two for that to grab, because it's grabbing onto the special card, the coated card. Just think this just takes it just that little bit extra. So I've almost done 3 cards for you really, and as much as these little deer can be added onto the top, and then just looking, get them straight, get straight, looking that much posher. Do you not think? So just adding a bit of glue here and there, turning around little chaps so that you're going to be running the right way. Just hold that into place. Now, obviously, if you wanted a sentiment on, you could either add stamps around the edges or anything that you like, really. But I think everybody would gather it was a Christmas card, to be perfectly honest with you, would they not? Although, there's nothing Christmassy on there, really, is there? There might be, they're sort of hanging from a tree, but otherwise, just love it. So, we've got this one, which was the simple, which literally was the simple. We just cut it out, we stuck it on a piece of other card, we cut 2 little strips, we put it onto a ready-made 8x8 card, and it's done. However, between you and me, I've also cut out some stags to go on there. And I really think that they should go on there as well. But I'll do that later. I just love these. I did a sample for the show where I cut out 4 of these from ordinary white card, and layered them one on top of another, and they, you know, they were just like grey board. The thickness of them by the time they were finished gave a fantastic element. They would be lovely on crackers and boxes and things like that as an embellishment. Just beautiful. And they come, as I say, within your baubles, your Jane's baubles, which are the inner pieces of this. So that's what the inner pieces are. Then you've got those little treasures there, and you've got two sizes for the plain bauble background there. So that's your very basic card. Could be even more basic, because you could just cut it out, put it onto a what would that be, 8x6, probably about the right size, and it's done. You know, it is just brilliant. Everything's been done for you. This one takes it up a little bit so that you've got that dimension with the frame around it. You've got the extra with the deer on there, and they're a bit shiny. It all looks a bit shiny, doesn't it? But aren't they beautiful? Aren't they absolutely beautiful? So I am really pleased to be able to tell you that they are now available 72 hours after launch, but that is how it's going to be, and that we can wait. We have the ability. And as I said, the brilliant thing is it's absolutely ready here to go out to you first thing tomorrow morning. Staff are on duty. Let me just run through with the extra bits and pieces that we've got again. So as I said, we've also got the laser glitter, which is so shiny, and we will be using that over the next few days as well. That comes in gold, white and silver, and just, they look like perfume bottles, don't they? Really lovely. They open like so with a little kind of dispenser, so that you can sprinkle that more individually, which is quite nice. And then that easily prizes off so that you can just tip your glitter, your unused glitter, into there. You have got a massive 80 ml of glitter in these. So you really have got enough to possibly last a lifetime, really, to be honest, but beautiful, beautiful. And then, as I said, we have, whoops, the other dies, which I will be showing you in more detail. We've got this one here, which is Matt's tree, which has the lovely frame to it and the tree. We've got our Christmas flower for this year, which is the amaryllis. Some amazing samples from some of the design team with that amaryllis. I'm sure you will have seen them, and if not, pop over to John's Facebook page, because they've actually made them into the amaryllis, you know, on a little sort of a stalk, and oh gosh, amazing. And also the lovely embellishments, a bit different for Christmas, using rather than leaves, using the holly sprays, and even the little space in there to pop your berries and that sort of thing, which, as I said, I will be doing in the next week or two. So watch out for those. Now, what else have I got to tell you? So let's just pop those there for you so you can see. So now there is going to be a slight change, and I thought I'd start to tell you about it now so that you are aware of it. That I am going to be changing some of my YouTube lives around, partly to accommodate things and partly because I think it kind of works better for me, to be honest, but also maybe hopefully for you. So our Wednesday slots are going to be changing to an evening slot. We will be starting at 6 o'clock on Wednesdays. It will no longer be an 11 o'clock start. So from this week and going forward, it will be Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. So you'll have half an hour to throw your tea down your neck before you're then watching John at 7 o'clock. So that's how that one goes. If you can't make it, obviously, it's always on YouTube, so you can always watch that, which is great. So anything that you saw anywhere launched on Sunday will be available on Wednesday. and hence we will be showing you anything that might be on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I will also be back on Sunday. Basically, you aren't going to get rid of me this week. I'll be back on Sunday as normal at 11. And do you remember me telling you that you needed to keep the date of the 1st of July free? Well, that hasn't changed either. So, 1st of July at 6 o'clock again in the evening, I have got a very exciting, absolutely exclusive, not to anyone, but to me. So it's really exciting, and I hope that you will agree. It's something that is a collaboration, and it is only available from the Maximum Crafts website. So looking forward to showing you that on Friday. But in the meantime, I will be back with you on this Wednesday, which is the 29th of June, and I will be here at the same time, 6 o'clock. If you can't make it at 6 o'clock, YouTube's available all the time after that, so it is around. What I would ask you to do, if you have enjoyed this, is to share either this YouTube page or the Maximum Crafts. Let's get some new members over there on the Facebook page. Let all your friends know where you are going to buy your lovely John Next Door products from. And I thank you so much for joining me today. Really, really pleased. Okay, so take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.